touching the stars, touching the stars, dancing, 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 feel like dancing in the moonlight. Dancing, 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 feel like dancing in the spotlight. Depending on you, depending, depending, depending on you. Into the city where the lights are, to turn it up and turn it on. Into the city where the night starts, depending on, depending on. Love the night, let's do it all. I love the light, love the night, let's do it all. We do it all. Where are you? What's up? What's going on? Simple truth, I'm low. Let's get it on. Touching the stars, touching the stars. Dancing, 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 feel like dancing till the daylight. Dancing, 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 feel like dancing in the spotlight. Depending on you, depending, depending, depending on you. Into the city where the lights are, to turn it up and turn it on. Into the city where the night starts, depending on, depending on. Love the night, let's do it all. I love the light, love tonight, let's do it all. We do it all.
And we are live. Tuesday night, and we're not drawing. In case anyone was expecting that. Because, I goofed. And then... that goof is still ongoing. Oh, now it's just having a problem. Yeah, no, it's... drawing just not gonna happen. Even if I wanted to. I don't know what the tablet's problem is now. It's having a day, so we are painting white scars. Sorian, BTC, be brutally honest about this. What do you consider my skill level as? Your skill level, brutally honest, is you picked up a paintbrush yesterday. Which isn't far from the truth, so it's fine. That's a great question, though. I need to change something here. It seems way too dark. Camera. Is this too dark? No, actually, no, that's actually fairly right. Okay, stuff in the back is dark. This is fine. Okay. Now, can I change that? Saw a tiny weeny bit. Oh, because I attempted the thing. Oh, I think he may have attempted painting. Let us see. I demand evidence. What we got? I assume it's gonna be in the painting and whip or something of that nature. Now, like, I need you to remember, like, Venom with his like 5 first miles looking like pretty bloody good. That he's like the exception. So when I say you look like you picked up a paintbrush yesterday because it's not that far off, like that's finished. Oh, it's a finished thing. Okay, and the finished models. I am because he's the first one done. They're being called done. Let's go. What do you got? I'm awaiting. Oh, here we go. Let's pull it up on screen. We're starting tonight with show and tell of the people, by the people. Is it for the people? I mean, that's up to you, but you know. Alright, what we got? Let's actually, you know what? Let's actually open this in a bigger thing. Let's zoom in on this. Give me a second. I have to jump a couple windows here. Boots here. There we go. Excellent, excellent. Alright. You know? Not half bad. Let's grab some of the others. And the other one over here. It is a Chaos Space Marine. In that you are correct. Yeah, I mean if you're going for really grungy Black Legion, not too shabby. I think you're going in the right direction on that. I like the fabric actually. I legitimately enjoy the fabric. The hair is pretty cool. It looks like he did it to make it look like fire. Still my pistol holder idea? Oh? Oh yeah, you used my, effectively my technique for his pistol holster. Very nice. Also, the X-Blade ain't bad either. It's rough, but that's kind of what you want it to look like if he doesn't have it powered on. Like, that fits the thing. Yeah, this ain't terrible. You know, needs some refinement. But this is... I'd say it's making steps. The gun could use a little bit more attention. I'll say that. It looks very one-dimensional, but that's okay. Yeah, this is definitely progress up from the last couple of guys we were looking at, because it's just no, this is good. This is good. This is good progress. I am I am proud of you. Senpai is proud. Let's drop screen cap. Alright, so, what's it going for Black Legion aspect? More Nurgle-like? More Nurgle-like. You managed to make... You painted him, like, dirty black and gold trim. That's Black Legion. What are you talking about? Where was the Nurgle? Wait, how is that? Yeah, okay, we'll work on it. I thought it was a fairly good art direction-wise, a fairly good Black Legion Chaos Space Marine. That's green? That looks like brown all over. It looks like brown dust on black. Okay, well, I guess your green's a little dark. Look at his army. It's 99% green. Where's his army? Was I supposed to see his army somewhere? I don't know where the like. What do you mean? Look at his army, or his arm? Hold on, I have to pull all those back up again. I have to open them up in new tabs and set the capture again. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try to decipher this guy being... Oh, I have it in the wrong... Son of a... It put it in the wrong browser. Hold on. Oh, it's actually in the other browser still. I never closed it. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm jumping a bunch of Okay, there we go. Because I'm trying to get so where I can see chat and I can look at the thing at the same time. He's OD green or olive drab green. Okay, well let's try this again. The gold threw me off, to be fair, because like they don't use a whole lot of gold. Right, where's this green? I guess like kind of down here. I thought it was brown. Like I get. Oh man, this really zooms in. Hold on. Where's the duder? Okay, let's get right up in there. All right, so. Okay, zooming in, I can see the green in the shades. I see like green, tan, brown, black or dark gray, green and gray. Some green there. From a distance, it looks like just like not the like tarnish. It looks like tarnish. I think you need to make the green a bit more like overt. The green is the entire model. Black, brown, and beige are all add-ons. Okay, so you added on a bit more add-on. Sorry. Like, the more I look at it, the more I think it looks like camo. Like he's army camo. With, like, green... with gold trim for some reason. Because that goes great with camo, let me tell you. I'd say what you'd want to do is get a real bold, opaque, green base coat. So you don't see any primer under that. Like, it is camouflage. Okay, well, great. Because of the gold trim, I'm sorry, it looked like Black Legion. You might want to get, like... Where's... Okay, hold on. I'm bringing out, like, the one Death Guard model I have painted. Okay. I have some other models because I have the Dark Imperium box. Here's the one I've painted, okay? Now, obviously this isn't camo. But it has like dark brass with rust bits and stuff. And the tarnish and crap. So like, even if it was a bunch of other weird colors, you'd probably be able to tell that it was supposed to be Death Guard because of all the rust and tarnish. It's a Black Legion model, but look at his face going for decay. They're all mutated like crazy. You can make the head look like anything, and so it's still a Chaos Space Marine. Alright, so yeah, I get what you're going for. I think camo's a little weird for Death Guard, but sure, I mean, you want to do that, go for it. You need to darken that gold. You need to darken that gold hard. Or change it to a different metal. That's what I'd say. Actually, yeah, do that. Change it to, like, a dark iron or a steel or something that's not gold. Because gold on that guy clicks for everyone immediately, Black Legion. It doesn't matter what the rest of it looks. Because you have enough black on there for me to think that that was a very dirty Black Legion dude. Like, just dust. He was just dusty. Like, he had just been in the trenches for the last 3 weeks and has not cleaned his armor at all. But he's Black Legion. So, Incomplete Death Guard, it's more of a custom warband. Well, it's supposed to be Nurgle, is the point, right? So, like, you still need to separate from Black Legion, is my point. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna start painting now. We'll keep talking, but, you know, we're done with show and tell, so I can make some progress here. We're gonna get the base rolling, so that by the time I'm putting the two main pieces together, I can just pop it on the base and we can look at that. You'll be looking at it from like this angle. Yeah. Let's see. I got Nuln Oil. I need my thicker brush I used to spread Nuln Oil. To be clear, I'm not trying to get down on you. I mean, you probably know that by now. I'm just giving you my honest like feedback on it, you know. Probably should have showed you what his base code looked like. I mean, maybe. Here's the other thing. It's only one model. If I had a bunch of models and, like, the camouflage was a little bit more revealing on some of them for the green, for example, so I had some more reference points, that might have helped as well. I'm not saying I expected of you to have more models. It's just, I'm Just saying, I think that's part of it. You look at a single model and you kind of go for the obvious points, you know. You could also just make your camo not have any black, and that would probably also help. There's a new pick. Okay. Yep, I see it. We'll get that over here. Okay, yeah. That's not... Yeah, okay, yeah, you're going in the right direction. You just gotta get rid of the gold, honestly. Or keep a lot of that green showing, like a lot more of that green showing. Cause yeah, the gold trim on these models, and also the red hair, it's very Black Legion. So you gotta until you've upped your skill to the point where you can add smaller details that make it a lot more divorced from Black Legion in other small ways. You gotta look at your block colors, you know. That's what the gold for. I'm kind of thinking steel. I'm kind of thinking like a darker steel color. You know, like throw some lead belcher on there, get some Nuln Oil swamped on it. Something like that. I mean, the other option is brass, but you gotta go, or not, well, I guess you could do brass, but I mean, brass or bronze, but you have to darken those a bunch too. Deep steel would work, yeah. Yeah, just go for a darkened steel. Alright, so we're gonna let that dry. While I continue the white of the front, most of the front of this guy. Which will be a, so for reference, for anyone else new here, we'll be doing the white armor on this guy. We've already done the first pass of the shader, which is the very light grays you're seeing in the recesses. We're going to add a darker layer to the recesses. Because the camo pattern ain't me, it's for my cousin. Fair enough. Hey, look at you. You're already doing commissions. You can't pay it all, so he's very impressed. Fair enough. I mean, I can't talk. Which is as funny as could be. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm glad you said it. I appreciated you saying it. Yeah, no, you'll get there. It's... Oh, good lord. What entered my chat? Is that a crab claw? I think it might be. Kinda looks like it is. They say it isn't. It's a snake. It's a... It's a 2-dicks. Could not write more. I don't know, man. I'm gonna... I have my eye on you. A couple reasons. Anyway, moving on. I'll take it. Why'd that weird extra sound thing come up? I appreciate the... Oh, it's the followed and the, It's the followed and the bits. Fair enough. I think. No, that was just a cheer. Why was there a second soundbite in there? I appreciate the cheers, though. I appreciate the bits. I don't know. I thought it just looked like one dick to me. Anyway. You know, I'm gonna no comment on that one. I feel like I could go in a few different directions on this. I'm gonna go back to painting. That's what I'm gonna do. And, yeah. We're just gonna move on that one. Oh boy. You know, it's possible it didn't. It came out distorted on your screen. I don't know. It's pretty. It's pretty apparent on mine. Once I saw the tip. It's all about that tip. Also, why didn't you use the other soundbite? Why was that the soundbite you used? We have a soundbite for this. It is... Oh, nope. Hold on. I'm doing it wrong. It was a lot cheaper, too.
Dicks!
You have it. So, for that one, I'm gonna say...
Emotional damage!
There we go. Anyway. Moving on from whatever that was. Confused? Slightly confused. Look at my stuff. Hey, Tone! It's been a tick. Where you been? Yeah, I'm not sure what that was all about, but hey, they paid me a little bit. They sent some bits.
A few moments later.
Yeah, basically. It's working, man, busy, baby. I hear you, man. I had like 2.5 weeks of like non-stop crunch, ending last weekend. I am still kind of recovering. And I think now I can finally go back to painting. Also, my wire is all messed up, so I guess I'm not going back to painting just yet, because I need this wire out of my way. Why is this wire so way out of its normal whack? Over there. Jeez. How many cents is it per bit again? I forget. I don't know. The guy threw me some pennies. I guess it's not the worst thing ever. Anyway, so yeah, how have you been, Tone? Sorry, I'm still trying to process what just happened. I think I just got flashed. That whole The Office episode. Not bad, been heading into the office a little, getting some low December scope stuff done, and it should be a low cruiser as we get into Xmas period. Nice. I might have thought that whole thing was funnier if his name wasn't his. I assume it's a he. His name is Due to Break. That was a little bizarre. I'll change the gold for a neon light color. I mean, yeah, go for it. Why not? I don't think the trim really needs to be metal, it's just that's usually the assumed color it is. But I suppose you could just make the bolts metal and then make the trim whatever color you want. Oh, did you see where I attempted his eyes? I think I did. I thought they were fine. Oh, tone. Actually, I mentioned you in the earlier stream. This is relevant to you. Can I go back that far in the chat? No, I can't. I can't go that far back. I need to go further back. Last. I'm not gonna remember the wording properly. I had an Australian specific joke told to me. I thought it was very funny. Well, because it's a history reference specifically. Alright, let me see if I can remember this correctly. So, guys going through Australian immigration. Like he's working on getting his citizenship. And his immigrations officer is like, alright, I would just have to do a check for a criminal record. So he asks, oh, is that still required? Or I think it was like, oh, is one still required? I mean, yes, the Emu War. Yeah, I think I've already teased Tone a fair bit about the Emu War way back in the day. I mean, I suppose if not, hey Tone, you got beaten by a bunch of birds. this made it real simple and to the point. Those birds, no joke. Oh, I'm aware. Here's what I think a lot of people don't realize about birds. They're literally dinosaurs. Criminal joke that went over my head. Oh, so Australia was originally colonized by England because that was their, like, biggest penal colony. For the first several decades of Australia's existence, at least, if not longer, Australia's white population were only criminals and their couple wardens. Yeah. So, like, the question is, oh, is a criminal record still required to get citizenship? Yeah, I knew that because I forgot, like, the wording. Like, it was presented to me in chat, like, very well worded, so it made perfect sense. And, of course, I'm terrible at remembering and, like, quoting stuff like that. I'm bad at quotes in general, honestly. Getting the exact wording on stuff, it just... It never works. My mind don't work like that. Yeah, you can thank Twitch for ruining the joke, really, because they wouldn't allow me to scroll up enough to see the joke. How dare they? Oh yeah, so you might have missed the update. It is Tuesday, and I am streaming, but we're not doing drawing because I goofed up my tablet. I apparently had it unplugged for days, so it's dead, and it takes absolutely forever to charge, and now it's having, like, genuine issues, I guess, with its charging that I can't see to right now because I'm doing this. So I was like, you guys getting content anyway. We're just gonna keep painting the white scar. Oh, and sorry, and the commands work again, by the way. The commands weren't working for like 2 days straight. But I deactivated them all, reactivated them, and I tested it earlier. Or at least the links one works. The issue with the tablet is that it takes absolutely forever to charge, and the battery doesn't last that long, and for me to stream it, I needed to use its charging port to hook up to an HDMI. Which commands? The Twitch commands, like exclamation mark stuff. I thought you were there earlier. Really thought you were there earlier when we were talking about how they weren't working again. Anyway, so I turned on my tablet, you know, like a half hour before the stream earlier, the afternoon stream, well, for you, the middle of the night stream. And it had no battery, and I'm like, well, that's not going to be charged in time for anything. Yeah, that's your... Yeah, I didn't make a explosion command. Maybe I should. Yeah, actually I have... There's something in mind. Something in mind, and actually can set it up very quickly. Hold on, I'm doing a thing. Wait, did that even work? On. Musical Kyle for a second. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. And turn the music back on. Oh, sorry, instead of BRB. No, I need you to test the new command. Alright, we'll wait till he gets back. He needs to be the one to do it. No one else do it. There we go. Okay, cool. Anyway. So I think this guy's... Oh, actually, I didn't do any shading to like the inside of his collar. That's dumb. Get this. There we go. Alright. Moving on to, Black Templar? Yeah, so we can blackline all those little divots and trenches. Actually, I am incorrect. First, I have to do the shitting around the little bolts on his chest. Oh, and on his little, side plate here. Yes. Probably should have put a lighter shader around these too, but, well, yes. There we go. A little bit better. Now the black lining. So anyway, Tone, how's your hobbying going? Been a while. I don't even remember what you play. Was it Night Lords? Tone, did you collect Night Lords? I know we had someone else in here that was all about Night Lords before. I already forgot which one that was. Man, my memory is terrible lately. I need to keep like a journal to keep you guys all straight. A list. I need a list. I try to remember your guys' stuff, but man, I'm hitting a point where I got too many regulars to keep track of just in my head. Nope, nope. Over there. Yeah, no, right here. Aha! And now it's really happening. Now that I know that there are other, like, cool details in these modes to do, I'm really impatient about getting the weight armor done, because it's so, formulaic. I know I've used that word before a lot for it, but it fits. It's become formulaic. Fortunately, there isn't a ton to do on this specific piece, so shouldn't take too long. This I just need like a whole bunch of it pretty watered down so I can flow around. Okay. Nice. I'll go on to the highlighting, and then this guy will be done. Or this piece will be done anyway. Alright. We need 4x white for the first highlight. I don't know why I was shaking this thing. It's just goo. It's just sludge inside. Not like the wet, useful sludge that my white scar has turned into. This is like the sticky stuff. Pretty much always have to use a healthy dose of flow improver to get this working in my favor. Gonna run back real quick and fix all that's in here. Oh, welcome back, town. Remind me, what did you play? I wanna say Night Lords. I need to make a chart or like roles on the server or something so I can keep track of what people's armies are. Started Raven Guard but swapped over Black Legion. Oh. You were one of my people. Good. So how are the Black Legion going then? In that case. Never played them to be honest. I'm more enjoying the paint aspect and only have maybe 1k points worth painted. They're fun and lots of uniqueness to models. Example, giving a squad 10 Marines, have different bits and pieces to make it refreshing to paint. Yes. I can definitely feel that. How's the hobbying been going? You like, what are you working on right now? Just a rest break. I haven't done much in the last week, but working on a Cursed Cultist, some of the bigger themes. Oh yeah, I do remember you mentioning that last time we talked. Still working on that. Fair enough. I understand it with the busy schedule lately. Just kind of how it goes sometimes. I've kind of switched off from doing that Terminator Librarian after it had a fall like a week ago. And I still haven't recovered all the pieces yet, and it's got me kind of discouraged on it. That and with how much work crunch I was doing, the ambition of the brand new style I was trying to do with it just felt like too much. So for the time being, I switched over to very slowly building up my second infiltrator squad, which will be second squad. Which will be like third squad, which is, you know, classic infiltrators that you'll see in my picks. But these guys are going to be tribalized versions, and I have special heads for them as well. That will be, you know, I have some ideas, basically. I'm rather excited to do that, I think. As a reprieve, something more simple. So far I've infiltrated such cool looking models. They are. It took me a while to wanna do anything with Phobos again because I did most of Shadow Spear just like back to back. So like camo and the Phobos model armor. Just like I did so much in like one giant like pile at the time. That's taken me a while to want to go back to that. Honestly, I briefly considered doing my 4th squad, which is more infiltrators, but after doing all the White Scars ones, I didn't want to do more Mark 10. Yeah. So, and I was also considering maybe finally finishing my update of First Squad, which is a tactical squad from the Dark Vengeance box set, and our my only remaining Space Marines of my first Space Marines. I've traded off for the standard Space Marine equivalent since, because that was a Dark Angels box set. But what made me want to go with the Infiltrators is that I'll actually use the Infiltrators right now in the current meta. I will happily use 20 Infiltrators, actually. They work very well for my strategy. For one aspect, this correct way is going on very late. I guess it's fine. It's making it hard to track what I'm actually accomplishing here. For one part, I'm playing with Shrike, pretty much regardless. And with the Infiltrator Comms Array, he always gives them reroll 1s to hit wherever he is. That's what's been fun with these models that have way more skin, learning how to actually use multiple shades to denote bright areas exposed to sun, or the underside of areas which are darker, so trying to glaze, but quickly, as I don't want to burn hours in the cultist unit. Yeah, that's... Honestly, it's a very cool thing. It's a very cool technique once you learn it. I kind of did something... I did similar with the cloak here. This is like glaze layering, where I built up in the highlight areas a lighter red until it was almost orange, and I base coded the whole thing. I did the whole thing in corn red, gave it a wash in Nuln Oil, then built up along the recesses more and more of a mix of corn red and wild rider red until it was nearly orange, and then I top coated the whole thing with Game Ink red, to where now it's this pretty deep red that has some shadows and some highlights and stuff. And yeah, I could have made it more stand out, but also I have like 3 more guys with a bunch of robes, stuff like this, so you know. Ink it's not super opaque, it's just super saturated, so it color shifts very strongly. Which is why I like it, actually. I like the saturation. I've been using ink a lot because of that. But yeah, what you're learning is basically volume and how to note light. Basically. It's good seeing it all come out when done and doing a dark recess shade to make it stand out more. It's not super silky smooth, but it does the job. Yeah, well, like you said, it's also cultists. I mean, if it's just bog standard cultist models, I don't think anyone's going to, you know, give them a second glance for not looking amazing, you know? I'm the weird one where I took servitors and decided to make it the most over-the-top project possible by just making completely new models out of a bunch of completely different models that have nothing to do with each other and have nothing to do with what servitors are, and then paint them extremely well for a contest because I'm nuts. I'm talking about the Talking about like these guys. These crazy tribal servitors. This is a servitor with a servo arm. Which is a melee guy, and like because of the painting contest aspect, I really went over the top with him. It was a lot of fun. And I even made a presentation video with them. But these guys took me like 2 months. And they're servitors. I mean, granted, if you use servitors right, they can do some work and getting you victory points, but like, it's kind of bonkers. I think I popped a pic of the wing in your Discord. A pic of... I'm assuming you mean the work in progress. Let's see, one from Tone. Oh yes, the wing! Yes! That wing is very cool. What were we gonna use it for again? Oh right, because some of them have wings, because they're the new cursor ones. Crazy. Yeah, that wing looks amazing, dude. That looks really, really good. You should be proud of that. Yeah. 3 of them are all demonic. I mean, 5 are normal. Oh yeah, right. Because you can bump up some of them. Right. Have I hit everything on this guy? Am I ready for the last stage of highlighting and then call this guy done? I think so. I think it's just the core X weight remaining. This guy's looking super good so far. I'm excited. Alright, so White Scar. Which I have a mixing bead, and I'm pretty sure I threw some flow improver and some thinner in there, so it comes out as this pretty liquidy, goopy stuff that I find to be pretty easy to work with, actually. That's how I have fixed the horror that is White Scar. It still dries on the brush very quickly, but it does make it a lot easier to deal with. Man, it's like crazy quiet here tonight, honestly. We had, the afternoon one was popping. We had like 5, 6, 7 people consistently. First, I immediately met. Well, you know what? It's gonna be right behind the tilting plate, so that it's fine. I have some lint in the tip of my brush, and it's making it act weird. Yeah, speaking of merch, because my timer just went off for that. I sold a mug earlier today. Yay! I made like $8. Whoa! Yeah, I'm gonna pop this ad break real quick while we got nothing else going on. Yeah, no worries, man. I actually just activated a ad. Go figure. I'll catch you around. I had not Rex White around these two trenches here. Actually, I didn't do any correct weight on the other side of this thigh at all. I think just a little bit more white scar. Little bit. Okay. I think it is done. A little bit cleanup before I do that, because it's gonna be a little bit more non-oil involved. I'm gonna finish up this, and I'll do the cleanup on that guy, and pop it all together, pop on the base, and we'll work on his chest. Grabbing some Dawnstone and my completely jacked up dry brush, jacked up on purpose. Those as short, stiff bristles that I want as stiff as possible, really. Anymore. Oops. Drop the brush. I think it's ready. Alright, now we know all the stone. Tactical rocks, man. Oh yeah, strategical rocks, because they're way bigger than the tactical rocks. Yes, I remember the joke. Hi, Venom. I'm not tired, you're tired. I don't have the memory of a grape, you have the memory of a grape. What's up, man? How goes work? Or are you done for the day? Pepperidge Farm remembers, yeah. Yep. It's true. Yeah, I'm totally not consistently forgetting that I have this giant wet dollop of Dawnstone on my napkin here and keep sticking my hand and my arm and wrist into it. That's definitely not happening. I'm done finally. I hope maintain power grid failures. I may have to go back any point. Yeah, I can only imagine. I have another hour and a half and then I'm done for the night. I've been active in some way for all but maybe 40 minutes of the last 12 hours. So I am ready to shut down. Fortunately, some of the stuff I did today that was not streaming was stuff I only had to do once, so yay, actual progress. So you're working on that last stern guard then, I assume? He's done. Once the kid's asleep, I'll break out the snow basing. Nice. This piece is just about done. I'll be able to pop him together with his backside and throw a chapter symbol on the shoulder and put them on the base, and looks like we've done something. Not done by a long shot, but it's a pretty good step. But yeah, the commands work again, by the way. Apparently just deactivating and reactivating them did the trick. So that's cool. Oh, I guess not the Discord one. The links one worked earlier. That's weird. Now I have the book, I realized I didn't quite give that veteran weight colors in the right spots. Huh. I have to go and look again. It's depending. Raven Guard's kind of weird like that. It's not very straightforward with the colors. That's weird. I literally did links right before the stream and it worked. Alright, let me try deactivating and reactivating them again. I did add one in midstream earlier as a joke. Okay, try it now. Sup, Gosu? We're doing the classic streamer why aren't my commands working segment of the stream. Still nothing. Let me refresh owned on my end. Music will stop. Yes, classic content. I got some skull bases right now. Nice. I got some strategic rocks going on. Can't see if this is in frame or not. Oh, slightly above frame. I'm not looking at my thing. Yeah, you will eventually see. Hold on. There we go. That's drying right now. Once it's dry, we'll be able to put 2/3 of the guy on it. Alright. Try a command now. Yeah, they're green stuff. I made them from scratch. So they remain consistent with the Assault Intercessor ones. Ah, jeez. I'll have to, it might require an OBS reset. I'll have to play with it later. Yay! Basic functions not working at random. Whatever. You know what? Worst case, if Venom, if you open official links in the Discord, it has the link tree. I suppose worst case, that does have the link to like everything that we were commanding to individually. So whenever I'm like, toss in the link, you can just copy paste that in the chat for me if you don't mind. That will technically function to get them there. Although in reality, tonight's been super quiet. Perfecto. Yeah, I know. Link trees are so nice in that way. But yeah, I think this piece is now done. I love how the metallics came out on this. It's so good. I'm excited to see the more crazy ones later. Yeah, let's pop this on its buddy. A bunch of glue crap from me having to re-glue this on the nail like 6 times. Scrape that off real quick. Looks like you ate well this evening. I did. Because I'm the one that made dinner, so... if I'm making food, you're getting good food. I don't say I'm a good cook, but at least I know what good food is. Yeah, it was my night to do dinner, cook dinner, and do the day's dishes for the fam. So, alright. Nice. Alright. Dry fed works. Get some glue in there. I picked out today, took a 2-hour nap. It sounds nice. Sleep sounds pretty awesome. What's that like? I should say, actually, it was sleep that means something, like, because I technically sleep a fair bit. The problem is that I dream so vividly, it doesn't mean anything. It is meaningless sleep. I consistently wake up more tired than I went to bed. There's Taco Tuesday in our household. Cool. This guy is coming together. We gotta put a transfer on that shoulder. Yeah, this is looking bomb. I love this. This is where it's at right here. I also want to clean up the shoulder a little bit. It might be a stretch, but I would like to have this piece wholly done, like the chest piece also done before stream ends. I dipped my arm in the Dawnstone on my napkin again. I gotta just fix that. I gotta hold the napkin over so I'm not sticking my arm in wet paint every 10 seconds because I'm an idiot. Buffoon. So yeah, I made some messy steaks using what was in the cast iron from the night before of my sister making ground beef patties. Took that, threw in some chopped onion, and started cooking up cubed steak in it with a whole bunch of mess in there. Seasoned with onion powder, Himalayan pink salt, or pink Himalayan salt, whatever, and ground pepper. And it was actually delicious. I mean, for being cubed steak, came out pretty good. I have that with a salad of greens, spinach, and some assorted chopped veggies, and green olives. And all, yeah, I enjoyed my dinner. It's actually technically my lunch, as I will have a third meal of something later. I'm running really low on my personal food store. I will be going shopping Thursday, one way or another. But, I'm not entirely certain what I'm having for my actual dinner. I don't really have time the days in between to go for a shopping, or time plus energy to go for a shopping run. In addition, the car access is also funky. It's my mother works the other days and has the car. So yeah, just basically gotta tough it out till Thursday. I almost said Tuesday. Transfer. I don't know why I keep almost subconsciously putting it off. It's like procrastination. Just put transfer on this guy. I don't know why it's such a big deal. Put that transfer on. I'll be looking for a bit, but catch you in bed. Sounds good to go, Sue. I'll catch you around. Nice for you to hop in the chat for a bit. Keep me company. Alongside Venom. Can't put a little bit too much micro set because it's like running around soldier and depending on what alignment I have it at. Alright, I think it's dry enough I can set it down normal. Alright, moving on. Voila. Yes. Oh man, hour 20 to go. Jeez. What am I doing tonight anyway? Oh, Venom, you might. I think you were there yesterday. Codex says RG does have an honor guard, but the only models are ultras, right? So here's the thing. All chapters, somewhere down the line, have some kind of honor guard thing going on. Whether it's chapter command or company command or just visors, something like that. Here's the thing. Not all always called honor guards, and not always honor guards like what the Ultramarines have. Those are the Victrix guard, technically. Now, the other models used for this, you have a few options. You have company veterans, which are, you know, the classic firstborn company versions. You could also have Bladeguard veterans. Really, any of the veteran units, honestly. You can use any of the veteran units, and it, like, it would still be, could be an honor guard. For example, Shrike, back when he was captain of the 3rd company, he had Shrike's Wing, which was a specialist squad of effectively Vanguard vets, which I intend on remaking more or less. We don't know what they look like as far as I know, or like they've never had rules, not that I'm aware of, or if they did it was before 8th edition. I have to go look. I think they might have actually at some point. Anyway, they're effectively Vanguard vets. I have for my 3rd company captain a full honor guard of 5 company veterans. Because here's the thing, if you look in your Space Marine Codex, under company veterans, it has the bodyguard rule, meaning that they can be under 3 model strength, which is the standard rule for for Lookout Sir. It can be under that quantity and still count for covering commanders. Like, you could be down to 1 model. As long as that unit exists, they block all but snipers from being able to shoot a character next to them. Now, granted, only company veterans have that, as far as I'm aware, in the Space Marine Codex, but that does give you a universal unit that all Space Marines have access to that can do, like, precisely the Honor Guard rule. Honor Guard role. Dang it, I've still gotta get a Space Marine Codex. Maybe I'll hold off some more before trying to plan a form or structure. Yes, you should probably have the base codex. Yeah. Because the only thing you get from the Raven Guard ones are the Raven Guard special rules that stack on top of the standard rules. So you actually are supposed to look at it as like here's how it's cascading. It's cascading rules, effectively. You have the main rules, like the big rulebook rules, and that tells you how to play. And then you have the space, like your army codex, you know, Codex Space Marines, and that gives you your rules for your army like your individual army guys and what they can do. So that's layer number 2. Then you have your sub-faction rules, which are specific to you and stack on top of whatever the army rules gave you. So that's layer number 3. So for example, all Space Marines have the rule Shock Assault, which gives them on a charge, when they've been charged, or heroically intervened that turn, they get +1 to their attacks. All Raven Guard get that. Anything that adds additional attacks from Raven Guard would then would stack on top of that. For example, I don't think there's anything that gives us more attacks necessarily, but I mean that was the first thing that came. So yeah, you enjoy the lore in there, but a lot of what's in that book is not going to make sense until you actually get the Space Marine Codex. Now, of course, I can tell you plenty of what's in there, and a lot of it off the top of my head, if you ask for specific things. So I'm still unprepared, yes. RG is a good for lore, chapter rankings, color schemes. Well, here's the thing. It has the extra rules. Like the stratagems are relevant. Very relevant. Your sub-faction stratagems are really what makes the Raven Guard stick out as a sub-faction. You have relics, warlord traits, psychic discipline, and what's the other one? Last. I think actually the super, what do you call it? The faction super rule, chapter tactic super rule is only in the sub factions. I could be wrong. And then the strike status sheet itself as well. So if you wanted to. So if you want to run a captain with jump pack and twin lightning claws, but it's actually the ebony claws relics with master of ambush, and you want to use like feigned flight stratagem on him, to do like any of that besides the chapter rules, you need the Raven Guard supplement to do all that, because that's where all those rules are in, or where they are. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure it just doesn't quite fit yet without the bigger puzzle pieces. I'll keep working on. I'm digging these blade guards though. I have them on my list. Yeah, like the blade guard totally work as a bodyguard, in just the fact that as long as there's 3 of them alive and you can have up to 6, like they will definitely block stuff and block it pretty hard, because they're pretty hard to shift. Yeah, I'm kind of just waiting for that to dry, so let's start on the next piece, I suppose. So let's move this back to painting angles. How's my zoom? Oh yeah, right where I keep it usually. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm gonna leave the tilt plate there basically untouched until the end, I think, because I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it yet. So I'm just gonna jump into the red of the Octus whatever. I do need new corn red. Mostly in it for the model / painting hobby, but would like them playable if / when that time comes. Baby steps, I guess. Yes. So here's the thing. 40k I think is best done as a long-term hobby, as far as like how you think about it. Because trying to do everything like at once, like really quickly to just get into it, is A, too expensive, B, too time consuming. Like, to do it quote unquote best, you need the big rule book, army book, sub army book if you have one, you know, like Space Marines, a 2,000 points of miniatures, build them, paint them, and then go find somewhere and someone to play. And then like know how to play in the process of that. Like, none of that's quick. Except I guess acquiring them all if you have a bunch of money to throw at it. and most people don't have that much money to buy it. I just realized this Imperialis is way more detailed than the ones you see on the Intercessors, which makes sense. It's just and so many of the Intercessor ones. Like, oh wow, this is actually gonna be a thing. I'm gonna try to do it without hitting tilt blades. Also, I don't know if historically it was referred to as a tilt plate. I just know I was reading the Space Marine Codex the other day, and it referred to it as a tilt plate. So, I'm just gonna go with that. What I don't get is why they're on the right armpit instead of like the left armpit, because the right armpit has to move way more. So I'm thinking it would get in the way. Left arm doesn't have to move that much, really. Also, man, now everyone jumps in. Welcome, everybody. All the new people. I see you lurking in the shadows. I do welcome you to the chat, by the way. Honestly, chat is my crutch. Like, that's how I'm entertaining, because there's people in chat. Ask Venom, he knows. The plates come from jousting way back when, usually on the left, though, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But since when was GW known for good armor design? Points to any of its tanks ever. No, I think there were a couple tanks that were actually pretty good as far as armor design. I don't remember which ones. Definitely was not the Imperial Guard ones. I think the Rhino was fairly good when assessed. Most of the rest, not so much. My Sakaran kind of annoys me sometimes looking at the, Oh, we got a new follower, and it got us to 70. Gabo Smasher, thank you for that follow. We are now officially off the legendary 69. We were there for a good couple of days. Thank you for that follow. Also, my alert didn't pop up for that at all. What is happening with Owned? Owned is just falling apart today. Well, for reference, what I should have done is given a sound alert of Rick and Morty, of Morty going, "You son of a bitch, I'm in," from that really funny heist episode. Yeah, really appreciate the follow. I do like. Alright, this is going kind of well. I still get these little, like, random pockets where the paint just don't want to go.
You son of a bitch! I'm in!
Oh, thanks, Venom. Thanks for the bits. Yeah, you totally fixed that. Now the whole experience has been had. Yeah, I've now given me, like, 3 more cents, I think. Something like that. I don't remember. I gotta look it up again. It's kind of funny how, like, they really expect you to get bits in bulk. Like, receiving bits in bulk, I suppose. For a quarter of a gumball, I know, right? I'm gonna be like the Bitcoin programmers when it's like, man, I have got enough bits to buy a pizza. I've been working towards this for 3 years. If I don't think I can put bits on the pizza. Yep. Blah, Bitcoin. It's got its uses. Welcome to the chat. Glad to have you in here. I have to admit, I've dropped on crypto lately just because everyone else has, so like it's not of super use to me. I understand it has practical uses. I just don't have those practical uses myself. So, I will say I actually made a pretty decent amount of money off Dogecoin, so say what you will about that, but definitely inflated my bank account. Of course, that was like a year ago, so if I had sold at its height, it would have been way more. I could still be living off that. But I wasn't so optimistic about it. Anyway. For full reference, because I found Dogecoin like a good 6 months before the giant, everyone going nuts on it. I effectively at the peak of my chart, when I should have sold it, I turned like $900 into like 17 grand. Of course, that's not when I sold it. I'm very disappointed in myself because of that. But no, I found it way earlier, and I was like, wait, it's like a third of a penny right now? I'm just gonna buy a bunch of this, like, just because. So if anything happened, then booyah. That's weird. I thought I heard the Discord ping sound. Apparently not. So, in summary of the Honor Guard conversation, yeah, you can use effectively any company, not any company, any veteran units, canonically, lore-wise, as Honor Guards. Company vets give you the Bodyguard rule, which is nice. And yeah, Ultramarines specifically get the Victrix Guard, which have their own character sheets and a whole bunch of other rules that go with them. So, that's where all that lays off. The company vets actually have a bunch of interesting rules as far as structure goes. I've used this to my advantage before, especially in Crusade, where a lot of smaller games are a lot more likely in the beginning. So, there's a rule called Command Squad, which is if you have a captain then you can have a company veteran unit without taking up an elite slot. Then, if you go from there and add any of the following, any or, you know, any or all of the following, a company ancient, the flag bearer, company champion, or an firstborn apothecary, none of them count as an elite slot either, which is really nice when you're running a patrol where you have like no elite slots. So you can run a patrol with, you know, some troops and a couple support things, and then boom, you got a full command squad, so you can do a bunch of like cool perk stuff. It's a small game, so it's kind of nice. Particularly in Crusade, where you can upgrade like all those characters to be pretty bonkers. You can make them. Crusade's one of those things that, like, when it gets late in it, stuff gets nuts. Like, you can get a firstborn apothecary up to, I want to say, on the charge, a firstborn apothecary to 11 melee attacks at strength 7, neg 2 damage, I want to say. Something like that, or maybe it's neg 3. 2 damage. That is bonkers. That is absurd for a Space Marine. Nothing else in the Space Marine Codex is, like, remotely that choppy as far as, like, number of attacks. You can only do that in Crusade, though. And it takes, like, forever to build up to that point, by the way. Like, that's not a thing you can just do. You gotta work on that. You gotta be aiming and gunning for it. A lot of it comes down to two specific add-ons. One is the Relic Teeth of Terra. It's a Relic Chainsword that gives +3 attacks instead of the normal +1 a Chainsword gives you. And another one is an Apothecary specific Crusade like perk add-on that says that if any Space Marine models within a certain distance of the Apothecary, I think that's how it's worded, dies, the Apothecary gets +3 attacks. So, like, in 2 moves, you just added 6 attacks to this guy that already has, like, 3? Yeah, so you had 9. Then you give him a Warlord trait and another thing. Oh, I think it was hanging with Mighty Heroes from a Librarian. I think that's how I did it. It's not, like, the most practical thing ever. It's just really funny that you can do something that absurd. I actually have a Google sheet somewhere full of, like, characters completely maxed out in Crusade to just be stupid, gameplay-wise. Of course, Modern 40k isn't super Hero Hammer heavy anymore, because that's not... So it's fine that these are that broken, but yeah, you can get them pretty broken. Especially the tanky builds. Like, you can get Tech Marines harder to kill than Dreadnoughts. This is nonsense. Oh, if you Venom, if you ever do play Crusade, get an Apothecary and just have it in your army. And play him, just because. Because you can get a perk that makes it so that you ignore the first time you roll a 1 on casualties. So you can ignore a lot of negative perk pickup. No, either one, just an Apothecary. So Crusade has a thing that, because Crusade's made out of a lot of games strung together, when you finish a game, you take all of the units that died, that were destroyed, and you roll a dice for each. You roll a single die for each one. On a 1, they're considered, what do they consider? It's like, I think they're called out of action. That effectively, either they lose all the XP they gain that mission, or they have to take a battle scar, which is like a permanent negative perk that you have to spend resources to get rid of. And depending on the unit, and depending on what perk you end up getting, or how your group treats all that, it can be pretty debilitating. And Space Marines aren't that great, so that'll happen a lot. I can say that from experience. So you're gonna want an Apothecary to ignore that first one, which is often the only one that comes up, because it's a 1 in 6 chance per guy that died, or per unit that died. So I just thought it was worth it to always have an Apothecary. I think you also have to run the Apothecary, but that's not so bad because Apothecaries are genuinely good. Firstborn or Primaris. Because simply put, they heal and they help negate a little bit of damage to guys near them. They can heal guys near them, and they can res guys near them. Like, it ain't bad having a combat medic under any circumstances. Man, how do I still have an hour to go? Jeez. What is this? What is this? Why am I getting pinned? Oh. Like, why am I getting pinged on Discord? It's nothing. I have too many servers. I don't have them set to suppress at everyone's. Really should do that. Wow, I am dropping hard. Quick, Venom, ask me more questions. I just realized I forgot. Actually, I was supposed to ask one of my clients a question on their thing to test their Q&A, and I never did. I could say I did it on purpose. We don't have a meeting till next Thursday, so it's fine. I do have to think of a question, though. It's a Helix Adept in the upgrade infiltrators. The Helix Adept is effectively the first time they get shot in a turn. They can just reduce the damage of that shot to 0. Which sounds good in theory, because you're like, oh, they could get shot by something super powerful. Except no one's gonna shoot at Helix or at infiltrators with a giant cannon. That's just not gonna happen. They're troops. Like, no one cares enough. So it's more like you negate like one D1 or D2 damage effectively. Yeah, it's like a mini Narthecium. It's not a weapon, that's actually a medic tool to harvest Gene Seed. Yeah, some people swear by it, but I'm like, no. Especially like for us having Strike, because Strike triggers it, the Infiltrator comms array way better, because it means as long as Strike's on the table, any squads with the orbital comms array get their reroll ones a hit automatically, anywhere on the map. Now that isn't a great thing for most armies because you have to have a Phobos captain to do that, and the Phobos captain isn't that great. Strike though is quite good. As far as like Space Marine characters go, he can do a lot. He's got a lot of special rules, etc., etc. So like I think, especially if you're doing like a, hey, you're still streaming. I am. Oh, you might not know. I stream for 3 hours a stream now. So like I just added an hour on the back end of all my previous stream schedule. So now for me it's 2 to 5 and 8 to 11. Good to know, I'll bump into bomb my list then. That was a long meeting. Bump into bomb my list. I wouldn't say bump infiltrators to bomb your list. Just don't worry about the Narthecium guy. Infiltrators are really good. Like I said, I'm starting my second stack at 20. Not 20, second stack at 10, so I have 20. So at minimum I can do 3 squads at 5. So yeah. So that means you can do a Vanguard Vet bomb, which is like a bunch of Vanguard Vets, and this is how I do a Vanguard Vet bomb. Bunch of Vanguard Vets, Lightning Claw and Storm Shield, and a Jump Chaplain alongside Shrike, and Shrike's up there giving them, you know, the Chapter Command reroll, so they reroll all hits, and reroll ones a hit for the Chaplain, as well as anyone else nearby him, and then at the same time, all my Infiltrators scattered around the map sitting on objectives, they still get the reroll once a hit because Strike's on the board, and they have the Infiltrator comms array. Now, they don't do a lot of damage, true, but they can do plink damage on the harder stuff, and having that reroll is nice when there are other troops to contend with, which a lot of time when you're dealing with objectives, there are. And Space Marines are technically in the higher end of, or Primaris Marines anyway, are in the higher end of troop, like, strength. Like, even in melee combat against things that are not Space Marines, on average, the Infiltrators will be tougher and hit back harder. And they all have bolt pistols, which infuriates some armies to no end. That every single Space Marine has a pistol. It's like, yes, we get to shoot you in the shooting face as well. So yeah, I figure if you're going to upgrade the Infiltrators at all, the Infiltrator comms array as Raven Guard is definitely the better choice. Because of Strike. And so you know, in case anyone asks or brings it up from you playing, how Strike triggers it is that it's the wording on Infiltrator comms array is that it's any unit with the Rights of War ability, the Captain Command ability, with the Phobos keyword. And Strike has the Rights of Battle and the Phobos keyword. So there you go. The only other one is the Phobos Captain, which is kind of meh. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put this around all the bolts as well, the Apothecary White. Man, it's starting to get a headache. This is like a mild one. It's like a focus headache. Don't worry too much. Fairly used to it. Yeah, I would say, as far as troops are concerned, intercessors are probably the overall best. With second place, a close second place being either the incursors or infiltrators. Most would say incursors, and they would be right, except I think for Raven Guard, the infiltrators are better because not only the orbital comms array, but zoning out other people being able to deep strike. That's what their backpack antenna things do. They keep enemies from being able to teleport or otherwise place, like deploy guys elsewhere in the battlefield in the middle of the game. You get 12 inches denial zone around each individual infiltrator, which, if you string out a large squad, is an absurd amount of the battlefield. Because a lot of Raven Guard strats are based upon bringing in your own guys like that, zoning them out to not be able to block you by deploying their own stuff is pretty legit. It can legit save you the game. Especially because Raven Guard don't have a lot in the way of like close range or melee defensive stuff. We got some cool stuff as far as falling back and doing a lot of damage from a fallback, but if you're doing a fallback, like, you've already got hit by something. You already probably took damage. So that's an understrength unit. So, not the best. Alright, next is the dark recess shader. Actually, before I do that, this transfer should be dry, so I'm going to put the outer coating of Micro Soul, which will slightly melt it down so it hugs the curve, as well as seal it on and mat it down just a wee bit. There's a lot, this chemical, and it's a little smelly for all that. I nudged it a little. How dare. Want to make sure it mostly stays around the actual transfer itself, because putting too much in general will begin also melting the paint and turning into a weird multicolored goo. I've done it before. It was really annoying to fix. Basically, I had to scrape the entire shoulder pad clean and start over with priming. I was super annoyed. I added so much time, that entire thing. So it's really a use what you need and then do it in... Bump the upgrade infiltrator minis to the bottom. I'll still keep my other infiltrators. I do want to do incursors too. Yeah. Incursors also good. Incursors are great because they're actually the cheapest Primaris troop choice per model, like in points. And they're the second best behind assault intercessors in regards to melee. So if you have someone trying to rush your objective with light infantry, the incursors make short work of it. Or they do a little bit more damage to heavier stuff that runs into them. So at minimum, they will make the enemy think a little bit about charging them. Then they have the whole haywire mine thing, which has gotten changed a bunch, so I don't even remember how it works anymore, because I don't have any incursors. I've never actually used it. I just keep hearing about how they keep changing it. Like, it used to be a thing that you would, like, and it's still in the kits, by the way. A physical thing you used to put on the battlefield. Now I guess then it got turned to a stratagem, and then now it's just an ability that's part of the guys. I don't really know. There is still kind of, for Raven Guard, a use for the model though. Like, I'll probably still build mine, because Raven Guard were given a faction-specific secondary called Secure or Sabotage. which is you when you secure an objective, yeah, you control it. Basically, you are getting points from it. You can then, with any core infantry unit, place explosives on it, trap it basically, and if it is still trapped at the end of the game, you get points. Or you can mid-game blow it up, negating the points for now, because you can re-sap it actually, and do a crap load of mortal wounds to any enemies nearby. It's not like a bunch to like really make you want to do it. In that tournament I was in, I used the secondary constantly, and I actually just jumped. Actually, because it's a thing you can do first turn, I would just have a bunch of infiltrators on a bunch of objectives and immediately trap them, and then just not explode them to get a bunch of effectively free victory points. It was pretty nice. But yeah, when I do these infiltrators, I will make the little mine model and use that to track objectives that I've trapped. Basically, I've sabotaged. I won't cover all of them because I think they only give you 1 or 2. But you know, it's something. It's a nice little thing. At some point, maybe I'll buy some more so I have enough for like a full give. You know, I think I would need 6 to definitely have enough no matter what. Even though it's an extremely... I don't think I actually have ever had a game where I've controlled all the objectives on a map, actually. It's actually quite difficult to do. If nothing else, because most of the time, if there's even a possibility you might control all the objectives, you've probably won and the enemy is probably conceded by then. It's like, oh, there's an option that you might control all 6 right now. I don't see how I'm coming back from this. Usually just concede at that point. Oh, get ready for that, by the way, when you start playing. The games take so long, wow, what'd I even just say? The games take so long that it's gonna be rare in casual games for you to play out an entire game. As soon as it seems like it's next to impossible for someone to come back, they usually just concede, whenever that is. I've had games where the first turn was so brutal that people have conceded on the second turn. It's actually not, like, incredibly uncommon. That usually also means the game is up for a balance sometime soon, because someone is hitting way too hard. Okay, there's paint on the brush, but nothing's coming off it. Always good. There we go. May snack some scouts on Sprue for $8 off local Facebook too, just for fun and pain. Oh yeah. They are very fluffy because Bladeguard used them constantly in the fluff. They are currently one of, like, the more useless units in the Codex, unfortunately. Particularly because I have a squad of sniper scouts, and they're just sitting over there primed and not likely to get painted anytime soon, because what would I ever use them for? Like, I got them before Eliminators came out, and then they made the changes to scouts of moving them. So scouts used to be troops, in which case there was a lot of use for them. Because they all said forward deploy, they were used to effectively body block. They also used to be our only snipers. So sniper scouts were snipers. And normal scouts would usually just bolt guns. Or maybe, I think if at the time, the bolt pistol and combat knife, if that didn't cost any points, people would do that. And they would just be road bumps, speed bumps. For enemy armies to like charge into and get blocked for a little bit while the other guys do, you know, range damage and whatnot. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with this tilt shield, so I'm gonna continue ignoring it. I did the bolts, but besides that, I'm not gonna do it because I might just, I don't know, I might make it red. I haven't decided yet. I might actually go so far as to do the entire rest of the thing, which is just, you know, the white scar at this point, and a little bit of cleanup. Put it on the model, and then decide what I'm going to do with the tilt shield, based on the composition of the rest of, like, the torso bit at the time. That's where my current thinking is on that. I don't have any more white scar that is available. Okay, that's fine.
Hello there.
Hello there! Zophiana! Welcome back. Nice for you to drop in. Howdy, howdy. And how are you doing? Fellow howdier. I mean, I howdy on occasion. It's not to you guys. You're not cool enough for me to howdy to. A bit of pain, but otherwise okay. I hear ya. I have a mild headache, and my stomach is always doing something right now because I'm on a calorie. Oh, hey, ATT? ATTTE? I mean, I don't know. We were just talking Star Wars. Hey, yo. Just everyone. Yeah, ATTT. ATNTNTNT. Barkax coin that one, yeah, AT3. Yeah, what up to both of you? You both dropped in about the same time. How goes it? Sorry you're in pain, Zophiana. How goes the quest to slay the Grey? I know you say that all the time, AT3, but I know you didn't coin it, so don't. I've been hearing that for quite a while. You did remind me that it existed, though, so I'll give you that credit. Got the itch to keep working on the Inceptors from earlier and just finish them up. Nice! Very cool. I am working on a Bladeguard veteran. As you probably can tell from the title, that mentions it twice. Twice you say? Yeah, the paint stream should be called Bladeguard Base and Bladeguard Drip, Volume 2. Because that's why I named my earlier stream that, and then, well, what do you know, I was doing the exact same thing the second stream, so. Because I finished the base earlier. Also, man, did we... Revenge of the White Scarred Bladeguard. Well, we still have 2 more Bladeguard after this guy, so I'm certain that we we'll have opportunity to use that. A trick Boogaloo. At one point I did Chainsaw Boogaloo. Or something akin to that. I was very satisfied with myself. Chainsaw Boogaloo.
It doesn't make you happy. You're doing the wrong thing.
I agree. Alright, so that's the bolt stone. That's okay, so that's nope, a little bit cleanup. There's a little bit cleanup, and then I'm going to attach this to the main torso piece, and then decide what I'm going to do on the tilt shield. And try to do that before the stream ends, so I can put the whole thing on the base. And that's the base, torso, and legs completely done. And tomorrow, we can start on the arms. And that trophy piece is going to hang off the shield. I forgot about that. The tilt plate. Okay. Alright, make sure the dry fit works, and then we'll pop it on. Dry fit's being weird, I figured as much. Somehow I knew. Why is it being weird? Oh, it's sticking just a little bit. Okay, that's fine, I can shove it on. Glue. And I shall show it. This might be my favorite White Scar model I've done yet. And this is the least detailed of the Bladeguard, so I can't wait. And come on, shove in there. It's like the motto of my old furniture department back in the day. Shove! Unless I got the wrong chest piece. Nah, I worked in the dry fit before. No, it's in there. It's singing a little weird, but it could be worse. Oh, just popped it off the cork. That's fine. I'll fix that in a second. Nah, it technically works. It's fine. Actually, just yeah, it only looks weird in one part, but you're not really gonna be able to tell with the shield there in a second. Hold on. Post a new kit bash from Marine Army in the Disco. Sweet. We will look at that in a moment. Gonna attach this back to the nail, show it off a little bit, we'll look at your thing, and then we'll look at the tilt plates. Cool? Cool. In the meantime, there's a ad about to start. Great. Fortunately, most of you guys are subbed, so... At least half of you? Son of a... It's not attached yet. I was having this problem early today. It's really frustrating. I hate it happening on stream because I feel like I'm just sitting there, like, not really doing anything. You guys can't see anything. Which, you know, to be fair, is about, you know, normal for some of the painting streamers out there, but I don't want to be like that. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna get this to the point that I don't have to hold it, and then we'll look at the kit bash. Okay, I'm gonna try to one-hand this. Let's see if I can one-hand this. And be active on this chrome. Oh man, here we go. Are you guys even ready for this? Holding the thing in one hand so I can show off this thing, and man, is it worth it. Alright, let's go. Let's roll. Good lord. This guy is pretty bonkers. What faction is this guy gonna be for again? Zophiana? I'm assuming a jump pack captain from the looks of things with dual lightning claws. And he doesn't have an excessive amount of skulls, so I'm assuming a loyalist, because I'm sorry, I don't remember what faction you play. Custom Raven Guard successor. Yeah, this guy's gonna look real good for that. I am a little jelly. Captain Master. Very good. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Can't wait to see this guy painted. Okay, guy is not falling off. I wouldn't say he's solid, but he's not falling off the nail. Let's pop off that. Yeah, just wiggle my fingers to my mouse for a second there. Always a good call. Alright. So, this is what we got so far. And I have to say, I am loving how this is coming out. Especially the metallics, like the Army Painter metallics, just look really good on this. Waiting for November. November. What's in November? For when you're painting him in November? Also, I gotta figure out what I'm putting on this guy's tilt plate now. That's the next thing on the list. I mean, I could wait. I could then next put him on base, and that'd be fine. Paint it on there. I'm thinking maybe keep the white like that. I can just highlight it real quick. It's not too crazy. And some kind of like red lightning bolts. I'm painting most of my Marine Army throughout November. I'm gonna try to stream it. Oh, nice. I assume you're doing like a speed paint style or a slap chop or something like that to allow you to do that. It's clearly you're not painting like I do to pull that off. Yeah, I'm thinking some kind of red lightning bolts. I paint very fast, yes. Very good. Very good. I paint very slow. Usually. I've done fast. Like, I can't speed paint when I want to. It's just, that's not usually what people want me for. Because I do stuff like this. Oh, Slap Chop is like the newest, like, newfangled speed painting thing. Look it up on YouTube. You can find people. You can also find people annoyed about it for some reason. Something about artist credit. I don't know. Something stupid. Just YouTube it. It gets you pretty good results, honestly. But yeah. Alright. I just can't stop looking at it. It just looks so good to me. Okay, moving on. Next step. Yeah, let's put it on the base. Screw it. I have decided. I'm done with the nails. At least for like the big pieces. Oh yeah, we only got like 20 minutes left. What should I do after the stream? Should I work on my Raven Guard infiltrators or should I play Shadow of Mordor? I was thinking about it last night and I put the disc in and then I remembered, oh yeah, it's modern gaming. I have to wait for this to install and it took right up until my normal bedtime for it to install, so I have not actually touched Shadow of Mordor yet. Alright, so this guy will be like... Yeah, it's not quite the profile I had in mind, but still pretty cool. I thought his stance would be a little bit more forward, but that... I suppose that could work, actually. Well, his front foot's kind of weird, because his front foot's flat. It's fine. We'll do it like this. I think that still looks pretty epic, honestly. Raven Guard. What about Raven Guard? You mean what I should do after the stream? I should work on the Raven Guard? Where I'm at right now is 10 infiltrators. They're gonna be my second squad of third company, and they're gonna be a bit more. They're gonna be. Yeah, you think I should work on the Raven Guard? Maybe. I've got to where.
Can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
Yeah, I know, because I'm not doing anything in front of the camera. Yeah, 2x for Raven Guard. Listen, I know you guys want to see me do some Raven Guard. I gotta work. I don't know why I'm putting the glue away. Getting distracted here. Where I'm at, got 10 infiltrators, and the legs and torsos are put together and on bases. My plan was to then, one at a time, kind of like how I'm doing it with the White Scar, because it's kind of my preferred method of painting these days, is pick out their arms and details and stuff, and use like blue tack to plan out the bits and everything. And then prime them all and paint them in sub-assemblies, one entire model at a time. Also, these guys are gonna be, they're not gonna be like my normal, like my other. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Honestly, I'm really digging that. That looks amazing. To me. My personal opinion, I personally legitimately think this looks really... I can't stop looking at it. Sometimes I paint a model and I can't stop just staring at it. It just every now and again it happens. But anyway, where's one of my infiltrators? Okay, so my infiltrators from years ago. This is a good, nearly 3 years ago now. Are these guys, right? So fairly good. A lot of people like them. They're a little basic for me now, not just in style but also the technique on them. A little messy here and there. Anyway, pardon me improving. These guys were very Spec Opsy, very classic. Like I added, you know, suppressors for the most part. That was the main thing I actually added to them.
Water.
Hydrating is a good idea. Thank you,
Water.
Former. Welcome back, by the way.
Water. Water.
So I'm doing with the new guys. They're getting special heads, all of them. And they're getting some tribal stuff, and they're gonna be like well, those guys are the standard infiltrators. Second squad is gonna be like the terror troop infiltrators. They're gonna be effectively
A few
like
moments later.
not enough sleep. Oh man. Yeah, a few moments later, third squad gets second reinforcements from second squad. A few years later. They're gonna be like effectively kind of like Reaver-ish, but not sucking rules-wise like Reavers do. I have a squad of Reavers. One of the first standalone squads I ever got. Just they're awful. Always have been. It's terrible. Alright, can we do something to wrap up this tilt plate before the server, or the stream ends? I'm kind of thinking something to do with lightning. I thought for a second 2 lightning bolts come out like this. Wonder if it would take me a while to paint though. Kinda weird. Hold on. Let me just start painting. I'm just gonna start painting. We're in free flow now. I'm tired. I have a mild headache. My neck is stiff as a board. We're about to end the stream. I've been going for 13 hours today. Let's just slap some paint on white. Let's do it. Even all might choose pointy helms because I like the pointy helms. You mean the beakies? I mean, it's a Raven Guard successor. Give him beakies, my man. Mine are gonna be like bony beakies. Actually, legitimately, Venom, without trying his infiltrator, his first infiltrator, which is in the Discord, was exactly what I had in mind for my entire second squad. Like that exact custom third-party helm with a bone front. And I was gonna make the sergeant's helm entirely bone. Yeah, Venom. I had that idea like 2.5 years ago, and you just happened to do it as your very first model. That's why I was like, no way. I think you still have orange beaks. Cool. Go for it. Do it, my man. Paint dried before I could put on there because I was second guessing myself, second guessing the angles and everything. Not what I was doing, just the angles. Alright, here we go. And yes, I'm doing Wild Rider red because when I put the ink over it, it makes that flat red that I use for a lot of the iconography. Even my Senti's beak as well because, yes, I've seen this before. Those actually don't look half bad. Honestly. Gravis with beakies isn't terrible either, honestly. Nope, it needs to be the same. Hey, do you guys think you guys are going to get a freehand demonstration tonight? Because guess what? You are. Happening. Doing the freehands. Okay, anyway. Don't have any Gravis yet, but also, yes, more beaks. Yes, I agree. You know what a great box for beaks are? Age of Darkness. It's like 40 TAC Marines with beaks. And the captains. Well, at least one of the captains has a beak. Before some 30k fanboy tries to crucify me, I know they're called Praetors. Also, these lightning bolts are a bit thicker than I had in mind, but you know what? It's fine. Oh, I don't think I did this one right at all. I think the change in perspective screwed me. Hold on. I find a lot of freehand is really, like, done in the cleanup phase. Where it really comes together. No, I am doing this right. Nope, I'm okay. We're okay. We're alright. I'm gonna thin these down pretty drastically, but no, we're okay. You need to make it longer. I wonder if AT3 is still here to witness this. Witness me! You know, I'm gonna move it over here more, and then I'm gonna... Just wish you could have custom Primaris cameras that could fly. Are you laughing at my witness me and trying to make, like, fake beef with AT3? Is that what you're laughing at? I just want to show off to AT3, like, look at this. It's what a real painter can do. Nah, yeah. No, Above the Tabletop's great. He's a great guy. He's a pretty good painter, too. I just like fake flexing on other streamers. Although some of them be like, nah, you're actually, like, flexing, but it's okay, because we love the stuff. Like, Ruckus Minis is very much like, oh, here's table to remind me that I paint potatoes. Like, yes. You paint the potatoes that are served upon me. The great table. I have not said that. I'm not even sure it entirely makes sense, but that's what happened. This was Shrek wasn't the only Primaris jump pack HQ. Well, he's the only Primaris jump pack guy that's not a suppressor, period. Which is already an upgrade. Just not being a suppressor. Can they give suppressors, like, other weapon options or something to make them more viable? Because, I mean, I really like mine. I panned them pretty nicely, I thought, and I never use them because they kind of suck. Also, this white is not being my friend here. Interceptors? Interceptors actually are a Grey Knight unit. Oh, you mean Inceptors. Oh yeah, Inceptors are jump pack. Well, a Gravis. Imagine if Shrike was a Gravis. Imagine if he, like... Not only can he fly, he is also in the heavy armor. And is a chapter master with lightning claws. Get wrecked. Oh, hey, Gosu. I'm trying to do freehand while I'm so tired it literally hurts. That's always a good idea, right? Scary part is, it is almost working. It's actually pretty close to working. Just trying to do this, like, fork to lightning bit. Yeah, great idea. Just putting the finishing touch to the base right now. I'm pretty pleased with the results. Nice. I am also pretty pleased with the results. Of my guy. I've not seen your guy. I'm sure I would be if I saw it. Just I haven't. Alright, I need to make another pass with the red. Okay, I know what my next step is, and I think it will make this much better. I mean, it probably looks pretty good from a distance anyway, but I can make it better still. I need this matte white to work with me here. Come on, work with me! Oh, I want that more angle. I'll have to make another pass. Red on that one. Also, yes, part of this does entail me going back over the orange with ink and not screwing up the way as much as I possibly can. Yo, I haven't done this in a while. It's been so long. If you have a Discord, when you pin on my hardest work that's still not finished yet. Yeah. Someone get him the Discord link. Or the link tree, because the command's not working right now. Venom, are you still there? Or I'll stop in a second and do it. Don't. Just Let's see. I think Gosu posted something in Discord as well, so we'll have a little bit of show and tell before wrapping this up, I think. Nope, that was someone else. No, not an issue. Discord invite. Never expires. Generate a new link. Copy and. Oh, thanks, fam. No, just use the jump into the link tree. And there's the Discord button. Should get you right in. If it doesn't, let me know. I think I just saw someone pop in there, so probably you. Oh yeah, EJ. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, we have a working 40k pain singing work in progress thing if you want to just throw it in there. Well, if it's a 40k thing, I mean, if it's something else, I suppose, like, you know, we have appropriate channels for just about everything. In the meantime, let's see, where are we? I think that shape looks good. What do you guys think? You think that looks pretty good for, you know, 2 spikes of lightning coming out the side? The forked lightning. Looks good? Nice. Alright. I'm gonna pop some ink on that, and then we can, do the highlighting of the white. So, I would like to do before ending, even though we're about to hit 11, and man, I'm tired. Oh yeah, I already screwed up the ink a little bit. After it dries. My brush was too loaded. Alright. So while I wait on it to dry, I'm gonna do the highlighting on the white. Oh, it's wobbling. Oh, this guy is not fully attached to the base. Excellent. Guess we're putting some more glue in there. Yeah, that is popping right off. Because this base didn't have a peg hole, even though the model had a peg. I don't know. That's just what the paint gave me. So that's that. Gotta get that a bit more solid on there. I see a Discord notification, so it's probably the thing we're to look at. It's great, actually. Good timing. Let all that stuff dry. Yep, I see it. Or I see a notification that's there anyway. Alright. Just gonna let that sit. I wish there was a peg. It'd be a lot more stable. I don't care to drill it. Don't want to drill it. I don't want to drill it. Especially when we do the worst thing in the world, but it just sounds annoying. Alright, let's get this into a big screen. Oh, I want this on the other one. Pop it over here. Okay. Back to where I can see the chat. Alright. Let's pop this on screen so we can all discuss. Alright, so this was to quote. I haven't done this in a while. It's been so long. If you have a Discord, one your pin on my hardest work that's still not finished yet. Alright, so this is work in progress. So it's probably a little bit more to do with art direction than maybe. Well, for one, you might want to consider priming the entire thing. And then paint it. Else your paint's gonna rub off in fairly short order. However, I like the general art direction. I think you should hang around my stream a bit, and we can I can help you clean this up quite a bit. I do like the red chains. That's nice. It's a nice feature. You don't see that super often. Yeah, it's... Here's the thing. It actually feels harder to give advice on the lower ends of skill. Because it's like, okay, what advice do I give you? There's like so much I have to add to this. If I had to guess, based on your strokes, you're still using a fairly large brush. You might want to invest in some smaller brushes. You may also want to get some kind of primer and, like, prime this entire thing. Okay, there's still a lot, but I may need your opinion on this one because I don't know how to paint this. Okay. Don't know how to paint it, like, color coding-wise, or, like, actual mechanics of applying the brush to a model in a way that gives you results. A brush application, if you will. Also, I have an ad starting in, like, 50 seconds, so just forewarning on that one. I'm gonna pop that off for the time being while you answer that, and we can have a dialogue while I wrap up this template. Because, to be honest, I am at the very end of a 3-hour stream. That's my second stream today, and I've been going for now like 14 hours in like just activity. It's nonstop, so I'm pretty beat. But I want to finish this template, and you're here, so let's do this. So yeah, are you asking for an opinion on how to paint or how to choose the colors, I suppose? Also, this guy does not want to stick to the base, like, at all. I don't know why. Does not want to... Took off a whole bunch right there. Most of the detail I kind of messed up a lot and tried to cover, and I think the one you were looking at, I think I did the shield and the skeleton the best, but the rest were not my best effort. Alright. In case you can hear me, I don't know if you can hear me, because it says an ad's in progress, so I'm gonna wait until that says it's done, and then we will address this.
Water.
Yeah. Okay.
Water. Water. Water.
Now in my backup water, but it's good. Thank you, Former. You now have me dipping into my backup water, which is a good sign. Because that means I had something remotely close to a correct amount of water. Also, just a whole bunch of this texture paint just got pulled up by the glue, and that's about all it did. I get some of that. There is some of that extra. Try to glue this on again. You can always drink paint water. No, no, no. We don't do that here. You're like the Black Panther. No, 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 we don't do that here. Oh boy. No, no, no. I'm not gonna judge others for licking brushes, but that's not my thing. I value my int too highly. Okay, we are back. All right, so EJ, my man. I think we need to give you, and I'm saying this like sincerely. Yeah, licking brush disgusting. Exactly. I say it sincerely. I think we need to give you a straight up painting 101. Just start at the basics, because I feel like that would literally be easier than me trying to pick apart every little thing that was going on there, which was a good effort. But I think some of your stuff is already starting at a bad foundation. Like the priming. The fact that there's gray plastic while this is, quote, painted on the same model, that's a problem, because it says to me, unless you prime that, like, flat gray, like the same gray as the plastic color, you did not prime it. Which means after your paint dries and you handle it for more than 5 minutes, your paint's gonna start wearing off the plastic. It's not actually sticking to it. So many interesting looking streams, and then the dude licked the brush. I know, right? I hope this actually sticks this time, because I would like to continue finishing this tilt plate. Good lord. So yeah, so we'll start with, let's prime it, right? And then you have your base coat, which you apply over entire objects, right? So let me give an example, I suppose. I don't know. That we'll say a skull. The skull actually was fairly simple. Okay, so it is primed, right? I primed this white. I used white primer. I did it through an airbrush. To be fair, most people start with cans because it's a lot less learning. Like, you don't have to learn how to use an airbrush. I mean, it's just a spray can. It's hard to screw up. It's worse than Jif. Much worse. Then you do your base coat, right? So in that case, let's say the skeleton. So I was that looked like Rakarth flesh. So we'll assume Rakarth flesh. In this case, it was Runelord brass. And I cover the whole skull in the Runelord brass. And I do... Now, if you notice, I'm using a very small brush. And it's because there's so many details. I have to pick out all these little details on stuff, you know? Get way in there. Yeah, don't spray the paint at the home and use a mask, or do it outside. This is legit advice. Or again, airbrush, and learn to use that, and then you don't have to worry about the weather, which is a legitimate issue for me. So, say we cover in Rakarth flesh, for example. Let's say we're going to do an actual bone, right? Rakarth flesh. Then it would be, for me, I would then do pallid witch flesh over that, because the Rakarth flesh is what's called an undercoat, because all acrylic paints have some level of transparency. So the color of the paint underneath it actually does affect the paint on top. Subtly. Is there a thing in the eye? There is. There's a little... some nonsense. Some weight. Something. And then from there, with powdered witch flesh on, I would then do a wash. I would use for bone skeleton horde. I am going to do... If I don't have a bone tutorial yet, I'm going to make one fairly soon. Tomorrow I will be doing actually this skull. Tomorrow, as a skull. So, I will make a tutorial out of that. I do have a tutorial, by the way, EJ, and it's in the uploads channel of the Discord. One for, doing the purity seals. And they're all, like, only a couple minutes long, because they're time lapses with, like, subtitles, but you watch me actually paint the thing, because it's literally clips from the stream. It's clips from the stream time lapse to be way shorter. So you can kind of conceptualize what the whole thing looks like, and then you just do it as slow as it, you know, takes you to do it. Alright, I'm gonna go back to painting this thing, because I think it's everything's dry enough now. And I can finally finish and go not lose my mind. So yeah, I think based on what I was seeing on the purity seals, I think you're using too large of a brush for some of these details that you clearly want to do, and I applaud you for wanting to do details. Thank you. Do want to do cool little details. It makes your models way cooler. just takes some time to develop the skill to actually have the motor control to do it, you know? I didn't start doing this, you know, freehand. I just literally just panned those lightning bolts there, those arm transfers. That I've been doing this for nearly 5 years. I've been doing it professionally for over a year. That's just, you know, this is a lot of time and dedication and study, practice, and many minis. Probably closing. I've probably gone over 100 minis, yeah. And every single mini I push myself to do something crazy on it. What's next? Oh yeah, I gotta do the highlighting of the white, which means Corax white. Yeah. Does this make sense so far, EJ? Are you still with me? For example, by the way, for brushes, what I'm using right now is a size 0 Monument Hobbies Pro Sable brush. Really good. Yeah, I don't usually play tabletop, but I do play a Yard Chat. It's a VR game plus a community Warhammer, and you could get a feel what it's like being in it. Oh, that's cool. Well, you clearly want to pay minis, and like, you can just pay minis. I rarely get a game in, but I've made it literally my job. It's literally my job to pay minis. This is my day job. In combination with being a web dev. But, you know. Depends on what work is available right now. And this is a commission. I got paid to paint this model. Not nearly enough, but that's besides the point. It's just a very long story. So yeah, I think what you're doing there is great. Honestly. I see where you're trying to go with it, and it's awesome. And I think if we can just teach you a lot of the basics and get you rolling, that could be a very cool model fairly soon. I think what you should do, if you can get on earlier than this, I stream painting minis Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I'm in Eastern, so I'll give you Eastern times. 2 to 5 and 8 to 11. Right now, I should have been, because Tuesdays is normally my drawing streams to make, like, emotes and merchandise. I had some snafus with my tablet, so we're painting minis today, ironically. So, that's why I'm doing this right now, instead of drawing. But, yeah, come into streams. Watch me paint. Watch me go through the process. Because I do all these from the ground up on stream. So you'll eventually pick these up. This white cleanup around the lightning needs to be cleaner. See too much red sticking through. Another thing is layers. I feel like a lot of early painters don't realize that pretty much all painting occurs in layers because of that transparency thing I mentioned earlier. If you want something opaque, you're probably gonna have to paint it a few times. And ask questions, by the way, too. Like, I want to teach people. I want to make people better painters. So you came into the right stream. Okay, thanks for this. I gotta go to bed, but I'll drop a follow. Hopefully you can teach me some more stuff. Yeah. And also in Discord. Uploads has my tutorials. I always have access to Discord, so if I'm awake, I will see your questions if you ask me stuff in Discord. Come on the streams, ask questions, watch me paint. We will get you there to paint in the miniatures you are clearly envisioning and are very cool. I really like them. I like where you're going. We just gotta get you to have the motor skill and the equipment to make that dream a reality. I need white scars, and edge highlight this, and then get out. 'Cause I'm so tired.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
See, it works that time. I didn't work earlier. But yes, you are now sitting at this basic table, where we shall acquire for you basic skills. That actually was the origin point of the name brand, actually. Helping basic painters get basic skills to then send them off into the wilds to learn the advanced stuff. And then, right after I had that idea, I started learning advanced stuff myself, so go figure. I need a fair bit more white scar. This is not working. I need more paint on the brush. Period. So close. There we go. I think it was. I think it coming off the base was also partially like, I don't think the base paint underneath it was 100% dry. So I put it on earlier today. I think that might have been why it kept coming off. Is this still wobbling? Still kind of wobbling. I'm probably gonna have to drill this guy. I don't like it, but I think it's gonna have to happen. Alright, there's one last touch. There we go. A little wonky from the side because the edge is not actually, like, flat there. I'd say this is looking pretty bloody good. Yeah. I'd say this is really good progress. It's looking great. So yeah, we will pick this up tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. We will be starting one of the arms. Oh, well, actually, no. We'll be starting that trophy. And after that, because that will definitely not be the entire stream, not by a long shot. You know what? Kind of want to do the shield. So I'm still trying to figure out what, and I kind of want to do some research on it. I kind of want to do something special with the sword. I want to try a new technique. Kind of like the other ones, but I haven't formulated a wholly in my head. So I think we'll do the shield after the skull bit, after the trophy. Alright, so you guys got an extra 20 minutes out of me. Congratulations. Now puts us at like 6.5 hours total streaming today. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being part of the painting stream that was supposed to be a drawing stream. And sorry for anyone that was excited for drawing. But, I am now going to go get some kind of food, whatever food I have left. Might heat up some leftovers or something to supplement, I don't know. Might be a can of beans. This guy's eating beans. I feel like it's a fairly obscure internet joke. Yeah. If you are not already supporting in some way, or wish to support more, you can support the stream by using that link tree to either get to the merch store, or put an order for a commission of your own to get something similarly lovingly painted and crafted like this, for your own army. It's also subbing to the channel here. All of it helps. And there is a Patreon. I just don't have much in the way of rewards going on for it right now. But you don't have to resub, unlike Twitch. Twitch does give you a reward, so I don't know. I'm tired, so I'm rambling. Look at Bladeguard, enjoy the stream while I sat here doing bases. Awesome. I am probably now gonna go eat and then probably play Shadow Mortar, because I think I might be spent on Raven Guard. I might be spent on doing like more modeling right now. Alright, have a great night, everyone. Night, day, wherever you are. My Australian buddies, have a good day. Everyone else, have a good night. I'll catch you tomorrow.